Hi guys, welcome back to CRYSTAL CHITCHAT. I'm so honored for you guys to keep tuning in and subscribing and viewing all the videos I put out there. Thank you guys, and make sure you guys stay tuned because I have more exciting things to talk about. But today I have in my studio is John. Everyone meet John.
Hello. Glad to be here.
Thank you. So John is a bioscientist. Am I saying that right?
Pretty much.
Okay. So you're a bioscientist in the States?
Yes. Or was, I guess, more or less, yeah.
Okay. So you live here in Ghana now?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So give us a little background on bioscientist.
So I guess it's a little dishonest to call myself a true scientist. I had like one scientist role after I got my biology degree, and then that lasted for about a month. And then for the last couple of years, I was a bioprocessing associate. Fancy. Basically, long story short, I manufactured what's called biologics. You could categorize drugs into two groups: pharmaceuticals and biologics. Pharmaceuticals are things you synthesize with simple chemistry, and it's typically stuff you pop, like pills, like Adderall or Xanax or those kind of like prescription like pill medications. Biologics are typically injected into you. Something that is a biologic is grown, like antibodies for viruses, for vaccines and things. I manufactured mostly cancer drugs, and last year I just made a drug for rheumatoid arthritis. I can't really get into the details.
Need some.
Rheumatoid arthritis is your blood. It's a blood disease.
Oh, no.
Yeah, icky
I ain't
stuff.
there yet.
So when I worked making that drug, the company I worked for were basically the only place in the world, more or less, that makes it. And for most drugs, when you have one place only like make the entire world supply, it's usually because it has market exclusivity. Like it has a patent. That molecule is patented, no one else can make it. This is not the case. We lost market exclusivity on this drug like 12 years ago. It's just our plant was the only facility that could feasibly do it, like process it. No other place was able to really replicate it, or at least in a profitable way. But yeah, so I made cancer drugs, and then I came here.
All right. So when you say cancer drugs, is it all kinds of cancer or?
Mostly it was for myeloma, blood cancer, like metastatic myeloma. So the facility that I worked in, I can't get into too much specifics.
Yeah.
We were making stuff that was in clinical trials. So when anything gets made, let's say you're Harvard Medical School and you have all this research on this new drug that can cure a cancer or a disease or whatever. Or you're some dipshit with a $150 set in his garage. No matter what, before you can test any drug, even if you have all the data, before you can test it in people, it needs to go through preclinical trials, which is
So who do y'all test it on?
So we
to see if it worked.
We did clinical trials. So you sign up for clinical trials. My mother, when she was alive, she actually did clinical trials for a cancer drug, and she got another 21 years of life because of it. Usually it's patients who they're in a sticky situation, or the doctor recommends it where it's like, hey, right now you're at this point with your cancer, we could sign you, if you'd like, you could sign for clinical trials. Because if something is still in clinical trials, it has not yet gone commercial. It has not yet gone FDA approved to be sold nationwide or worldwide to hospitals. So clinical trial basically means human testing, and it's voluntary. You sign up knowing that you're taking a risk.
Yeah, that's a big risk. Not to know if the drug is going to take or not.
Or you might not even get the drug. You might be a placebo. You might just get like a saline solution, like water injected into you, and you have no idea if you actually got the drug or not. Because if you're part of a study, you need a control. You need people who got the drug and people who don't get the drug. So you could just be like, shit.
So how long did you do that? Like, how long was you in, you working in that field?
I'd say about 2 years. About 2 years.
Okay.
Well, in the entire like bio area, I'd say about 3 years. I graduated from Norwich University, which is America's oldest private military college. Ooh, that's where I got this big fat fucking thing from.
John, what is wrong with you?
No.
There wasn't a good college?
I loved that I went there. I hated going there. It's
Really? Why?
it's military college. You don't go.
So it's strict.
Yeah. You have less freedom than a prisoner when you start off. It's called rookdom, like recruit, and you basically have no rights. Everything is taken away from you. You have no free time, and you slowly earn privileges, like being able to walk around, being able to look around.
Really?
You can speak, like you don't speak unless spoken to. It's basically like playing military because have you ever heard of like ROTC?
Yes.
This is the birthplace of ROTC. This is where that was created. And I went there for college because I thought I wanted to be in the military. And a part of me still kind of does, but after seeing the last several years what the American government has decided to do with the military and what it supports, I am not comfortable with being a part of that. No disrespect to those in the service, of course. It's just something that I personally would not feel proud to be a part of. Mm-hmm. And like maybe sometime in the next few years, if like maybe we stop supporting Israel, free Palestine, I would like join the Air Force Reserves or something like that.
So how did you end up going to that school? How did you end up picking that school?
So my father, he went there but dropped out after a couple of weeks because he was like, fuck this. Like, but I kind of wanted to get into the military a little bit. I like as a teenager, I was a part of something called the Civil Air Patrol, which meant it was basically like Boy Scouts on an Air Force base. And I would go there, learn little things, whatever. My father also, he went into the military, so that was like a little bit of like an inspiration for me. And then come high school, I knew early on I wanted to get into science. And the problem is I'm not the best student. Unfortunately, I'm just not. And senior year of high school, you know, that's when your grades really matter to colleges if you want to apply and get like, you know, accepted. Mm-hmm. So I really buckled down, and for the first time in my life, my last semester of high school, I made the honor roll. And I applied to like 3 colleges. I applied to UNH, University of New Hampshire. I applied to UMass Lowell. One of my cousins at the time was going there. She has since got her master's, and she's now a bioengineer developing a bone glue that's been sent up into space by NASA. Revolutionary stuff. And I applied to Norwich University. Before even then, I went to the summer between my junior and senior year. I did a 2-week program called FLC, Future Leadership Camp. And it's basically you try out Norwich for 2 weeks. It was the most depressing, stressful, anxious experience of my entire life. And I was like, you know what? Maybe there's something to this. And so then I get, you know, my acceptance letters back. UMass Lowell didn't accept me. My GPA wasn't high enough. UNH said they would accept me if at first I go to a community or state college to raise my GPA.
Is that, but because of your GPA?
Yep. And then Norwich accepted me. Probably because, you know, I went there for FLC for a couple weeks. I also have a father who was in the military, and they just like money because they're a private school. So they're like, you know, of course, you know. So I decided, you know what, I will take the harder route. I want to accept challenge and achieve distinction. And I definitely do not regret going there. It was challenging, yes. I mean,
great learning experience.
Definitely. There was like life skills that I learned there that I wouldn't learn anywhere else, on like discipline, self-control, respect, humility, like all kinds of virtues that I think are, in my opinion, sorely lacking in the world today. And so basically, yeah, I went to college there. I embraced the suck, and I was at first I was doing ROTC there for Air Force and Space Force. There's an alternate path I could have taken where right now I'd be like a first lieutenant or a captain in the Air Force or Space Force if I stuck to that route. Okay. The problem is, how I said, I'm not the best student. And biology is pretty fucking hard in college, at least for me. A STEM degree generally is kind of hard unless you're gifted. But on top of just going to class, I had to go to trainings and things. So I had to learn, like, be educated in, like, essentially being trained in how to be an officer. Because, like, when you go in the military, right, you enlist. If you enlist, rather. You just need your high school diploma and pass the ASVAB, PT test.
They usually come and get you from high school.
Right. I have an issue with recruiters, but that's a story for another, not even a story, that's just an opinion. But with commissioning, to become an officer, that's a little different. Officer basically means from second lieutenant up. So it's like the enlisted ranks are like E1 to E10. officer ranks are O1 to O10, like from like second lieutenant to like general of the
Real
branch.
high, mhm.
So you basically have to learn how to be a leader, and that starts with learning how to be a follower. And a lot of that, right, as I was doing that, unfortunately, because I was not the best student, my grades were struggling. So I basically, and a little personal stuff is back home, my mother was battling for her life. Mm-hmm. She survived cancer when I was like 2, 3 years old with that clinical trial I told you about. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, she had lifelong side effects, and admittedly, she didn't even live the best, healthiest lifestyle, not entirely by her own choice, though. Mm-hmm. So she was suffering from heart attacks, had to get a lot of surgeries. So I'd be out in cold, middle of bumfuck nowhere, struggling to learn my organic chemistry while also making sure I'm waking up at 5 a.m. for PT, while also trying to memorize all these ranks, while also trying to make sure I keep my shit together while my mom might wake up dead tomorrow. Like it was just a lot for me.
That's a lot.
So I had a crossroads where do I give up my passions in science and focus solely on the military, or do I give up or put on hold my military ambitions and focus solely on science? And I'm very grateful I chose science because in a roundabout way, you know, my mother, when I was 2, 3 years old, her life was saved for another 2 decades because she signed up and bravely chose to try clinical trial cancer drugs. Fast forward 21 years, her son is now manufacturing clinical trial cancer drugs. So, and especially since my facility was manufacturing nearly the entire world's supply, and I worked the longest shift, you know, it's like a hospital. You don't close, so you have first, second, third shift constantly going. My shift was, you know, the longest shift, at least for my first 2 years there. So my hands-on were on most of what would become the end product. So at home, no matter how stressful of a day I had, I could go home at night knowing I helped make the drugs that are allowing other people's mothers to be with their families another 20 plus years. So it was very rewarding for me.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Where are you from, John?
Massachusetts. I'm from a city called Woburn. It's about 10 miles north or so from Boston. So I could easily just say, oh, I'm from Boston.
Okay. Is that the only city you stayed in?
So basically my entire life, yeah, I lived in Woburn. I was born in Boston. That's actually a funny story I could talk about later. But I was born in Boston, raised and grew up in Woburn, as it's called. And the only time I ever moved out was when I went to my military college, which is in the middle of Vermont, in Northfield, Vermont. It's called Norwich because it used to be in Norwich, Vermont, but then in like 1856, I think, it burnt down because back then in the military, you had cavalry units, you had stables, you had horses with hay and oil lamps. Just have one of those fall over, the wooden buildings. So it burnt down and they rebuilt it in a town called Northfield, which is now where it sits. And I love that I went there. It was very hard.
Challenging.
Yeah, and our command sergeant major on the day we signed up, Command Sergeant Major Thornberry, he said something that stuck with me, is the hottest fires forge the strongest steel. And that really stuck with me. And it's one of the, I think that's a principle that stays true to everywhere, is like, they call it growing pains for a reason. Yeah. And you will never find growth inside your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful I did that.
So how long have you been here in Ghana?
About 2 months. It's not my first time here. I visited here last Deady December, end of 2024, early 2025.
How did you get here? Like, what made you come to Ghana?
So I guess it all started in 2021.
Was it for a woman?
Plural. We'll say it like that. So there was a girl I met, and we had a summer fling, and my knowledge of African culture was pretty limited. It's like, yeah, I dated, but before 2021, it's like, yeah, I dated like a black girl, and like we became friends, and like, oh, so what's it? Oh, Burna Boy. Oh, I like his music, and that was basically the extent of my African knowledge. Then 2021, when I met this new friend, her family owns an.
Where did you meet her at?
Tinder.
Dating app.
Her family still owns a shop in Boston called Jallow African Market. Go there. And that's where I'd hang out with her. And that's where I'd be like, oh, like, what is goat powder? Like, all these seasonings. I'm like, I want to try this. We went down the street, got some, like, shawarma. I know what shawarma is, but...
So it was like a shop that sells
like
stuff
food and cooking and drinks and, like...
For voodoo?
No, nothing like that. Like, good...
You said frog powder.
No, goat powder.
Goat powder.
Like, for goat meat.
Oh, so
like
they
it's a
take the
seasoning.
bone and
No, I have no idea. I mean, it's probably just it honestly might just be cayenne pepper and salt, but it's like whatever's in it. It's like you use it to season like goat meat. That's what it is. It's like a seasoning. So like I was like, oh, what? Oh, cayenne pepper, suya, Maggi. What? Like I'm learning all these things, and I'd go home, buy them, cook with them. You know, white guy seasons his meat. So it was great, and I was like, this is delicious. It was delicious, and I would just learn more things, and I'm like, okay, there's something cool. Then summer ends, I go back for my senior year at Norwich University. And something about my school is they're very big on diversity, and I don't mean like we need a person of color to sit right here so we look like we're accepting. No, they like to have students from other countries come, or even other militaries. Because, we don't just have students that learn whatever they want in their degree. We train the leaders of the military. So we had people from other militaries come to train with us or learn from us. We had like a bunch of Saudi Arabian soldiers come to train on learn with us, things like that. And so there started to be a clique of Ghanaians at my school, and one was really pretty, and so I tried to like get to know her a little, and then I started to get to know a couple more, and I became friends with a couple of like these Ghanaians at my school. And then eventually I go back home, and just like through social media, like I think Snapchat, I become friends with like a couple more like people. I found, oh my gosh, you're Ghanaian. And then eventually, come 2024, election cycle, I saw a train was coming down the tracks and I wanted to hop off. And let's say I'm really glad I did. And I wanted to visit Africa, because in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, if Trump wins, it's either South Africa or Ghana. And my extent of knowing South Africa is like, oh, I love the movie District 9. I love the movie Chappie. I love the movie Elysium. Neil Blomkamp's a great director. I'd love to go there. So it was pretty limited and not the most informed. Then I learned more about Ghana through my now Ghanaian friends, and I learned about Dedi December. And to me, it's like, oh, so this is Mardi Gras for West Africa. And the more I learn about Ghana, the more I'm like, okay, I want to go for Dedi December. And I tell one of my new Ghanaian friends that I met through social media, I tell her, hey, because she also she moved to America, but still visited Ghana every day December. And I'm like, hey, so I'm thinking about trying to go for Dedi December. When are you thinking of going? And the dates she told me was like one day off from when I plan on going. So I was like, you know what, I'll just adjust my schedule to go with you. And that's why I came here.
Okay.
And I basically immediately fell in love with the place.
Wow. How amazing is that? So once you got here, what was your thought? Like, I know before coming here, I know you probably saw tons of videos and all this, what America put in your head about being in Africa. Once you got here, what did you think?
I'll tell you what surprised me. So what didn't surprise me was the exterior, how everything looked, right? What surprised me was the interior. And what I mean by that is both literally and metaphorically. Let's start with the literal. Okay. One time when I was here, when I was here last time, my phone broke. I don't know what happened, maybe water got into it, but my screen, it just started turning black down the middle, and then that blackness spread to the whole screen. And it's like, this is a problem. I can't access my money or contact anybody. This is not good. So I go to my friend's shop, and they tell me we'll have someone take you to go get your phone fixed. We walk down the street to a wooden shack, and I'm like, We go inside, and it looks like for lack of a better term, like a Samsung store. Quite literally on the inside look better. Or another example of literally inside versus outside are the homes here. So one of my friend's cousins, we went to go hang out with her on the going down the neighborhood on an unpaved, uneven road. It looks like something that I'm hearing a mosque give off their prayers, and if you know anything about American media, that's generally seen as not great. Then I go inside, and the interior is nicer than any house that my family has. Yeah, well, I don't know about ever seen, but at least than anyone in my family friggin' has. So I'm like, okay, or even here, it really taught me wow, yeah, you really should not judge books by their cover.
Yeah, true.
And now for the metaphorical. I now realize this is a well-known thing, but was not known to me, was how kind the people in Ghana are, even compared to other African countries. There's a famous podcaster, I think her name is Madam Joyce. She was talking about Day December in Nigeria versus Ghana. And she used an analogy of in Nigeria, you basically have to know someone. Where
Definitely.
like if you go to like a club, they're gonna say like there's no seats available, but if you know the guy, like we got a table for you right around here. The analogy she used is like walking around in Ghana. It's like walking around a college campus where like anyone will help you out. Be like, oh, you can ask for directions, like a drop of a hat. They'll like just drop what they're doing and help you out. There's so much. There's a lot more people connecting. Like there's a lot more of that, like I'll say like humanity. Like so where I'm from in America, like the Boston area, we're known for being blunt and surly, but we're very honest about how we
Rude.
feel. But we're very honest.
Yeah.
The thing with like I have a little bit of a gripe with the American South. And that gripe is Southern hospitality. It's a farce. It's a mask. It is projection. It is, I want to be seen by this way by my community, but in the back of my head, I feel this way. And at least Boston, no, I like, no offense. I can look you in the eyes and tell you like, dude, fuck you. Like, I have no problem telling you how I truly feel. Like, I love how in Ghana, it's essentially that in a way, where the kindness is genuine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure anywhere, you know, you'll have people who are two-faced.
Yeah.
You know, it's human nature.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
But definitely the culture here is so inviting. The nicest people I've
People don't
ever met.
understand it. Like, they don't understand it. It's like, how? I'm like, they're nice. Like, like they don't want nothing from you. They just nice. Just want to be a friend.
Let me ask you, what was your learning experience with that? With discovering the kindness of
The
Ghana?
kindness, well, coming from America, of course, you know, we're rude and we have trust issues. So when somebody nice to you, be like, what do you want?
Yeah, well, what's the ulterior motive here?
Well, so what do you want? What do you want from me? And then when I realized they didn't want anything, they was just really here to make sure that you was okay, knowing that you was in a foreign country and you didn't know anyone or whatever. So my experience was amazing to the point I came here for 2 weeks and stayed. So I know exactly how you feel when you said that, you know, from the people made you want to come back. Because I was going to ask you, why didn't you pick Nigeria over Ghana, or have you been to Nigeria to even experience that for yourself?
I admittedly, I've not. I've only been to Ghana so far for
okay.
Africa. I mean, I do have like a bucket list. Like, I would love to, like, I'm planning in the back of my head, like maybe late next year, I want to go to Kenya and
definitely Kenya.
and
Kenya.
Zanzibar.
And Zanzibar.
I want to visit there for like a month. Like in the back of my head, my plan right now to budget for is like, you know. And,
so are you here in Ghana to stay, or are you still just visiting?
As of right now, I mean, I do want to move back to America in a few years' time.
Okay.
I would like to get my PhD at some point. I do have, like, I didn't just choose biology because I want to do cancer drugs. We can get into this side tangent also, but like my dream, my passion is to get into something called longevity research, which is essentially the extension of human health span and lifespan, or curing aging. And there's a lot of promise with that going on like right now. I mean, there was promise with that going on like almost a decade ago, but we're seeing some serious advancement. We can get into that discussion too if you want, but I'm now scared to enter that career maybe a little late. By the time I get my PhD, the anti-aging treatments might be a lot more than just research.
I just saw a study where they said something about they're supposed to be putting something in your hand. That's supposed to be your credit card. It's supposed to be like, it's supposed to tell you everything.
Oh, that sounds dystopian. I don't know what that is. You're saying like a credit, like they put a chip in your hand type thing? Fuck that. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about.
It's some places that's putting that in teachers' hands. I guess it's a study or just testing it out to see. And when they go in a classroom or something, they just wave their hand, or whenever they go certain places, they just wave their. I think it's in Michigan.
I have issue with that. Like, so
I have an issue with that too.
Do you know of Neil deGrasse Tyson?
No.
So he you might know him as, like, the internet likes to call him Black Science Man. He's kind of like he's kind of like right now he's like one of the world's like most famous and leading astrophysicists due to studies space in the universe. And he was, I don't know what kind of interview or talk show it was, but he was talking about like this kind of concept where it's like, what if people start putting USBs in the back of their neck or whatever? It's like, well, the thing is, we already have these. Like,
right.
why would I?
Everything you saying.
Well, like, why would I take this and then put it in me? Like, you know what I mean? So I don't see that being feasible. Like that's going to be hard to sell. It's going to be hard to convince people to do that. But
it's how the world is changing. Everything's going electronic and everything is going so crazy. I don't know how much longer, probably next 20 years. You never know. We'll be walking around here with chips in us.
I'd hope not.
I hope not.
I'd hope not.
I'll be too old to have one anyway. Just leave me in the corner.
The thing with what I want to get into, longevity research, is it's mostly through like genetic engineering and different gene therapies. I can go back to the company I work for. We currently are doing some gene therapies that is curing patients of their blood cancers. It's called CAR T cell therapy. It's like an acronym, CAR-T. Forget what it stands for. But patients come in, and the facility, I think, gets like 20 to 40 patients like a week or day or something. And they give some of their blood, and they engineer their blood to have like, I really should have done my homework on this before I came here. Basically, they modify it in a certain way so that it literally physiologically cures their issue. Whether it's like it now detects their cancer as a foreign entity or what, I honestly forget. And then it's a 28-day cycle. After 28 days, they come back, inject the blood back into them, and now propagates throughout their body. It's their own blood, now specified to target whatever thing they have, cured. And one thing I really like take issue with is like people like to say like, oh, Big Pharma wants to keep you sick so they can keep feeding you cures. They fucking don't, because they can charge you more for a cure.
Right. I mean, listen, pharmacy, medical is the biggest pimp in the States.
I'll say this. I think a lot of people's gripes with like pharma, their gripes are legit, but they're misidentifying the problem. It's mostly the American healthcare system. The American healthcare system is made for profit. But
True.
With these biotech companies, they are incentivized to cure you. They are not trying to keep you sick. Like an example that I guess could give credence to like that argument is, you know, what's more financially beneficial for a return on investment, a seasonal vaccine or a cure-all? A seasonal vaccine. They're probably going to invest more time and energy into a seasonal vaccine. But now their competitors making a cure. We need to make a better cure. Yeah. And then that's how that happens.
Well, I heard they're trying to, COVID coming back.
I mean, COVID's going to be around longer than human history.
Yeah,
That's just the nature of viruses. Like, COVID is now going to infect people for the rest of human history. It will outlive our species. That is the case with every virus. This conversation going anyways. We could talk about longevity research or viruses.
I don't want that. Listen, I'm okay with that because I think it's all just about money. You know, these rich people up here bored, and it's all about money. But let me ask you a question. So you here in Ghana, what are your plans until next year you go back? What are your plans here? And as I know, you love going to the beach. But what are your plans? Because we just new into 2026. So what is your plans for the rest of the year? Like, what are you trying? Are you trying to bring bioscience here to Ghana? Are you trying to get mixed up into, help the pharmacies or help them better their drugs here?
100%. So I am far from an expert. So I wish I could have like that much knowledge and power. I am trying to get a job. I was emailing back and forth with this one biotech company out here that does cancer research. Would love to work for them. Haven't heard much back. I don't know if they have many openings right now. So in the meantime, I've been applying to different pharmacies, just local pharmacies within like walking distance from my apartment, because like I would just love to have a job that's relevant to my degree. So like if I'm a pharmacy tech or even just working behind the counter at a pharmacy, I think that's a good start.
It keeps your brain fresh.
Right. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I had enough money and I could just not work, that'd be great. That'd be great.
That would be good too.
Yeah. Especially here where it's just like peaceful. But I definitely do want to work in biotech or pharma while I'm here. If I'm not able to soon.
I know it's a big warehouse going towards Timma. You heard about that big warehouse that make pharmacy, I think they do they make the pills and stuff there.
Okay, well, I better send them my CV.
Yeah, it's going towards Timma. It's really huge.
Okay.
So John, let me ask you a question. How is your dating life here?
Okay, so I do have to come clean about something.
Oh, Lord.
I am single, but there is a girl back in the United States that I do have a hankering for, and I'm trying to convince her to move here with me.
Has she came and visit?
Not yet. I've told her like I will just pay for your flight, and I don't want to get too much into her own personal stuff, but she's in a position right now where she wants to focus on like her business and getting enough money to pay off certain bills. And we have a little bit of a game plan where if everything works out at the end of the year, she'll consider moving, or like maybe sometime in between she'll come visit. But as for dating here outside of that, I don't want to be like the Russian guy or anything like that. I definitely don't want to be like that. But
Not the Russian.
definitely not the Russian.
No, definitely not. Don't be like him.
No.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, that. But
He's an asshole.
yeah, I'm not to be a performative male here, but like I'm very big on like consent, or else it's not fun. And I think that like having sex and not knowing that you are fucking diseased that's unconsensual. That's disgusting to me.
Yeah. So that's what bioscience. You know.
Yeah, I like to be clean, ladies. So, as for that, I'm kind of just more focused on myself. I want to get a job first. I want to be like, I don't want to just be financially surviving. I want to be financially thriving before I entertain the idea of fat and yash all the time. So
Yeah, but so I know you get a lot of women at you. Like I know you do. So you don't date anyone here in Ghana?
I'll flirt.
You flirt?
I'll flirt.
Okay.
But I'm not just a flirt, I guess. I mean,
So you just flirt, nothing else? Like,
I'm not. Let's say I'm not hunting.
No, they hunt you.
Come get me.
They hunt you. They like. So have you had a woman try to ask you to take her back to the States?
Not yet. But like, it's more like.
Would you?
My father told me I'm not allowed to bring anyone home from Africa yet. He laid down some ground rules before we started goodbye. So he was like, "Don't bring anyone home."
Oh Lord! So do know Ghana is off the market with bringing any woman back to or getting married here in Ghana
Anytime soon.
anytime soon until the other one comes.
Until the situation develops.
Okay. All right. Look like soon you John gonna be on the market.
I mean, hey, worth a shot. Right?
That's cool. So, here in Ghana, I know. Tell me the best thing. Like I know they're friendly. I know you love the beach, but give me like from America to Ghana, what's one thing that you could tell me that you really love about Ghana that you know you wish that you could pick this up and take it back to America?
The food. The full stop. The food.
So you eat Ghana, you eat African food.
So, in America, right? I love a lot of American food, but they don't have good African food. At least in my experience.
Yeah.
Over here, like I love the fufu. I love the fried yam. I love the banku. I like it's so good. I mean, like so it's also like healthier. So that's a plus.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get in better shape. So.
Oh, where you get this guy from?
I'm trying to get back into better shape, and I think this is a huge help to have food that's like not like trying to get me fat, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It just tastes amazing over here. The music, I mean, I can bring that back home because I've been listening to African music before I even came here, so that's great. I went to I hope I'm saying this right. I went to an Amare concert. She's a musician that I listened to back in the United States. And then when I came over here, I got a ticket to go see her at a show. It was amazing. It was a great vibe.
Wow.
Yeah. So I guess to answer your question, the food. The food is something.
The food. Mm-hmm. Do you miss America?
There are things I miss about America, and there are things I don't miss. Right now,
what are the things that you miss? Mine is your family.
Oh, well, that's most of it. The network, the internet, the network.
We all miss
that. That's probably my only big gripe here.
Listen, we all miss that.
Yeah.
I swear, you can't even have a decent conversation with the network just going on.
No, or even if I'm trying to watch something while I eat, more often than not, it's like, okay, I'll have good connection right now, and then
Start running.
and then for a few hours straight, it would just be like nothing. It's like, okay, this 2-minute video took 10 minutes to load 5 seconds. Sweet. So that's something I miss about America, is the reliable connection.
The reliable connection, so you haven't had light problem, water problem?
Oh, I mean, that's happened. So my first apartment here, I was paying over here a decent amount of money to make sure I had internet and water, electricity. And when I first got there, I didn't have internet. The power went out twice in the first 24 hours, and my plumbing didn't really work that well. So that was a little unfortunate. But right now, my new apartment, I've never had a power issue, never had a water issue, and I'm paying less. So sweet.
Oh.
Well, it's also smaller. My first apartment, I got a 2-bedroom because I was thinking back in my head, oh, if I have guests come, you know what I mean?
I know everyone always say that. If I have guests come, my boss always say that. Oh, I want to get another room built because in case we have guests, ain't nobody coming.
I'm starting to realize that.
No one's coming.
Yeah.
Like, it's so hard to get people to come here. And
Please just need to get a yellow fever shot, drop 2 bands on a ticket. Like it's hard
not
to
even
sell.
2 bands. Like right now, the tickets is probably like, you can get a round trip for like $1,011.
You hear that? Come here.
Yeah, you can get it cheaper now. And then you can work around. I know the experience I had with this yellow fever. Everybody say, oh no, I don't get vaccines. I'm not doing the vaccine thing. So I'm not going to get that. I was like, well, guess what? Immigration, you can pay for it here. I ain't got to get it. But at the end of the day, get it, because
Get vaccinated.
Listen, get vaccinated, because these mosquitoes, baby,
I still
take you on out of here.
I still need my malaria shot.
Not like that.
Hopefully. When I first came here.
Did you say hopefully?
When I first came here, I went to the travel clinic, and that's where I had to get my yellow fever shot. And they gave me malaria pills, and it was like, oh, you start taking them a couple days before you go. You take them every day, and then a couple days.
Same time.
Yeah. I didn't get any this time around because I want to get vaccinated for malaria. I just haven't gone around to it, and I really should, before I fucking catch it, So that'd be
You
great.
can get vaccinated for malaria?
Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, at the hospital.
You sure?
That's what I've heard.
No, I'm saying, you think, or you think you can?
I heard from someone.
That
so
you get
it's
a shot for malaria.
So I guess as of right now, it's hearsay coming from me.
Yeah,
Don't
because
quote me.
I never heard of that.
I mean, if I can, I will. So I would very much
Me
like
too.
to. Yeah. Because mosquitoes are annoying already. A hospital trip because of a mosquito, no thanks.
Yeah, that's my hospital trips.
Let me ask you a question. What is something that you miss about America? What is something that you don't miss about America?
You know what? I could say I'm gonna leave the family out of this because they already know I miss them. I miss the food. I miss seafood. I miss crab legs. I miss crawfish. I miss. So sad. Sounds so bad. But I miss the seafood, like Baltimore. How I go and get them blue crabs. So good.
You ever been to Boston?
No, I've never been to Boston.
Get a nice get some lobster in Boston. Get a nice lobster roll. Get a nice lobster roll too.
Really?
Yeah.
So I get my lobster roll from Baltimore and DC. Like even in Baltimore Airport, it's a restaurant right there. So and they have the best
seafood
lobster roll.
What's it called?
I think it's RJ's. But soon you go through the TSA ain't nothing this big. But soon you go through this right there. I get my breakfast and they had this lobster roll. And then in Baltimore, not to be putting Baltimore on hype because I ain't like living there, but they crab cakes is full of crab. No filling, all crab. So I do miss that. So if you ask me anything that I really miss, it would be food. I don't eat African food.
You're missing out.
Huh?
You're missing out.
I've tried it.
It's just not your cup of tea.
It's just not my. I don't know how to swallow. Like I don't know how to swallow. The whole eating with the hands, I tried. The one time I did eat fufu.
Haven't you had a burger or pizza?
Well, that's not African. That's not.
But you're eating with your hands.
Yeah. But I'm talking about literally taking it and dipping with the soup.
Fair enough. I've noticed that too, where it's like in America, the foods that we eat with our hands are ones that don't require you to hold a napkin under it. Like they're not drippy or messy.
It's not a drip and
like if you pick up a cracker and put it down, you're not gonna leave a trail of drip. So So I could see
Or
that.
get it all in your clothes.
I don't know, maybe not to be dismissed like ignorant towards eating with your hands, but like maybe I'm just a slob and it's just like a second nature to me. Just be like, this is something very unhinged that like you probably only see toddlers do, and I heard someone say it, and I only tried it after they said it was, have you ever eaten spaghetti with your hands? It's very liberating. And I was turned off by it. But I feel like now that I'm eating fufu and stuff in my hands, it's like, you know what? Maybe they're right. Maybe I was too quick to judge.
Yeah. And so what I don't miss is the news, the sirens, the gunshots.
Wait, what part of America are you from?
Detroit, Atlanta, Houston. I heard it all.
I'm from the Boston area, so like this is not a thing.
So you didn't hear that.
No, we don't have that.
We
really.
wake up to that and we go to bed with that. So they hear that, driving in peace here without the police getting behind you with them blue sirens because you crossed the lane. So I don't miss none of that. I don't miss the attitudes. I don't miss. There's a lot of stuff I can say I don't miss. But the one thing that I do miss is, minus my kids, is the food. That's pretty much that's it. If they could just ship crab legs over here, ship just
a nice freighter full.
Listen, I will pay to get some crab.
Import.
I even tried to figure out how can I get some dry ice, bring me some crabs, and just come over here so I can freeze them over here. But the flight is too long, so the dry ice gonna melt. But
I want to piggyback off your statement. You know what? One thing I do miss about American food, the portions. So my back is as big as a billboard. So like
not bigger than my back.
I don't know. I can eat.
Oh, well, I can't. But my back's still big.
Ladies, I can eat. But so when it comes to like the food over here, like the portions are so much smaller. Like if I go to like Burger King, right? Because of course I'm American, I love Burger King. I'll get or KFC. I'll go like if
for $17.
Yeah, it is a little pricey. I'll get fries. I'm like, yeah, I'll get a large. Or no, better example, the movie theater. I went to the movies. I went to go see Avatar 3 in theaters here. And I was like, let me get a medium popcorn. It was smaller than my hand. Like, it was like, this is smaller than a small in America. Like, it was, or even like the shirts. Like, this shirt I got last time I was here. And this is a large, and it fits like a medium. Like, so it's
probably
like
UK size.
Yeah, so I guess the Brits are puny, but also if I was in England, I wouldn't be able to stomach much of their food either. So I mean, I can understand the small portions. But yeah, no, I do miss.
You miss the portions.
I miss the portions. I miss justifying a mukbang. Like you know what I mean, like not taking too much.
I know, and it sounds so fat back. It sounds so fat.
I mean, there's a reason why I'm trying to lose weight. You know what I mean?
I know. I know. But thank you, John. Thank you. I appreciate you coming to, sit down and have a chit chat with
Crystal,
me today.
It was an absolute honor. Thank you.
Thank you. And guys, John is trying to aspiring actor, so you guys make sure you watch out for John. He coming. Let him know. You about to be starring in some short films. Huh?
I was like,
All right, guys. Until next time, thank you. Thank you. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and leave any comments that you have. If you have anything about biosciences, if you guys know what John can go and drop his CV off, drop that in the bottom. Until next time, bye.